So good morning, everyone. First of all, I obviously want to thank John for inviting me here today, and obviously see the amount of buzz and what's going on. If Paddy Cosgrave heard me, he'd kill me to say this looks very like a mini web summit to me, but not as many people. But don't tell Paddy I said that. Good morning, everybody. My name is Louise Phelan, and I'm the Vice President of Global Operations for PayPal for EMEA and Australia. So I'm going to talk about a number of things today, but I just want to tell you what PayPal is about. So PayPal processes payments online through laptops, PCs, phones and tablets. Just so you're aware, we're an independent company. We announced that last July, where we separated from eBay Inc. And now we're on the stock exchange ourselves. Important to know that PayPal has 184 million active users. And basically, we process 4.9 billion in payments. So anyone that connects in with PayPal has the opportunity to connect in with another 184 million customers. We're constantly growing, we're constantly changing, but that's the world we live in because everything is evolving and changing all the time. Very happy to say we have 2 centres of excellence in Ireland. We have an office in Dublin and an office in Dundalk. We hire over 2,500 people who basically look after and support our customers and our merchants. We certainly are growing, we're hiring, and we'll have about 3,000 plus by the end of 2016. So based on the day job, as I call it, PayPal, I'm fortunate also that I interact with a number of other organisations. I was the ex-president of the American Chamber of Commerce. I sit on the board of Ryanair as a non-executive director. I've just joined another board called Voxpro in Cork, an outsourced BPO company. And I mentor 8 women through a Grown for Growth programme. Why am I sharing that? I'm sharing that because I feel that I need to do things outside of PayPal to make sure that I am keeping up with our industry, but also keeping up with what our customers and what our merchants want. And it's really important that we stay close to our customers and our merchants. So John asked me to cover off a couple of things today that I think are important to this audience. One is in relation to the change in fintech technology and what's happening today on that. 2 is what is the future of money and what are we building today to be the future of money, and what we need to work on together to give people the access to finance around the globe, irrespectively of who you are. So it shouldn't be just for the affluent, it should be for everybody. And also I'm going to leave a couple of tips to a number of people in the room, our entrepreneurs, our developers, on how we see things that can certainly help you develop and grow your business, but more importantly, see how you can help your potential customers and merchants. So let me first of all talk about the change in industry. So working in technology, all of you are well aware of the cutting edge that you are working in. You're all aware of the pace, you're all aware of the change in industry, so we're all clear about that. We live in a swipe world. Whether you like it or not, that's the world we live in. So if you have a website today and you have access to your mobile and you're asking customers to stretch screens to make a purchase on your mobile phone, stop. That day is gone. We've got to be able to swipe through, do one click, one touch, which is the product that we have, to make it easy. It's all about convenience, and that's what every customer and merchant is looking for. So let me just bring you back to Ireland and the statistics, the research that we've done in Ireland, which is quite concerning, and I think it's an opportunity for us in this room and outside of it to have influence on what is happening in Ireland. So we did a study in Ireland that showed that 57% of all people in Ireland have a smartphone, have used it to purchase online. So that's really, really important. So again, we're in a digital technology and we're giving consumers massive power to help us grow and giving them access to what they need access to make sure that they're growing and developing their business. Consumer demands have changed. They're constantly looking for different things. They're constantly looking for how we find information. Think about communication. Today, 90% of people are reading the daily newspaper on their either phone or their iPads. That's how we now get communication. It's all about how you ask Google when you need to know what's going on at the weekend. So let me tell you what the challenge we have. So based on Irish shoppers, in 2015, 4.3 billion was spent online by Irish shoppers. That was a 23% year-over-year growth from the previous year. Again, Irish shoppers are expecting that to be at 5 billion this year. Here's the concern. As we did the research, what we have seen is that a number of those Irish shoppers are actually shopping and purchasing internationally overseas to about 1.8 billion. So Irish people are spending and doing their shopping not locally, but in markets outside of Ireland. Now that has to be a concern for all of us. So here's what I would tell you, and what we have seen the research has shown is that basically Irish market isn't given the level of choice that a consumer demands. And I would tell you, I do 98% of my shopping online, and I shopped in the last 2 days in a website in Ireland, one in Galway and one in Dublin. And I was on the mobile app sitting on an airplane wanting to buy a product. And because as I was on the mobile app and wanting to buy the product, I had to keep stretching out the screen to actually look at what the questions they were asking me. I did that for 5 minutes and then I closed it. Now I want to buy Irish and I wanted to buy Irish, but if your mobile app is not conclusive to swiping and not stretching, you need to seriously take a look at your mobile app. So I would tell you this is where we in Ireland are missing the trick, because other merchants are making it much more convenient for our customers to be able to buy at a swipe. So I would tell you again, the other key piece I would say is buying online and buying through your mobile is not a fad. It's here to stay. And I would tell you, us in PayPal are building out any of our products initially for mobile and tablet. Then we consider everything else. And the reality is that's how our industry is changing, and that's what we are trying to do to meet the expectations of our consumers and merchants. So let me talk to you about what does that mean, and when we talk about what that means from the future of money. So we believe that we are now looking at a time where we need to reimagine money. We need to democratize financial services so that managing money is the right, not just for the affluent, but for everybody. And we have a huge cohort today that don't have that luxury of being able to move their funds throughout the world whenever they need to. So we want to give every single person the opportunity to be able to move and transfer money anywhere in the globe seamlessly. So it's not just us, as in it's not just PayPal's responsibility, it's everybody's responsibility to give that opportunity to every single consumer to be able to move money seamlessly. So let me talk to you about a couple of things that's impacting them. So I would say when you talk about leaders in technology space, we certainly need to work together because we can't do it on our own. We need to provide simple, affordable, secure and reliable financial services on digital payments. We have got to do that, and that is all our responsibility. And again, we can't do it, I said, but we all need to come together. So I would say we have an obligation to empower people to improve their financial health. Why do I think that? I think that because this will fuel the economy. I think that will give us great room for us to build on all of your industries, to support the industries, to really change the future of money. And again, each of us have a part to play. So let me tell you and talk you through around what we see from the people side. So as I said, we want to help millions of people, and give them the right around the globe to realise their potential, achieve their ambitions, and you know what, above all, chase their dreams. So what do we need to do to get there, to give them that opportunity? Well, first of all, we need to innovate. And a lot of people in this room is innovating all the time. And certainly lots of companies are working with you to make sure that your innovation is coming to life. Having innovate, we've got to collaborate. We've got to make sure they're collaborating together and using all of the great services that you provide to help companies like PayPal to make sure we're doing the right thing for all our consumers and merchants. We need to value people, and we need to value, first of all, our own people. Because you know what? Technology doesn't change the world, people change the world. We need to make sure that we're looking after them, from their wellness to inclusion to all the right things that every organisation should be doing as part and parcel of their day-to-day lives, about making sure they're engaged with their employees and setting them up for success. Because if you set them up for success, they're going to set your businesses up for success. We definitely need to nurture diversity of thought. We all don't have the answers. We need the brain power of a diversity of thought to help us to make those right decisions. And you know what? When we're making those right decisions, we've got to be very bold at making those right decisions. We've got to make sure that we're breaking ground, and by doing that, we're going to help change the future of money and certainly help all of our business to grow and develop. So I'll give you a real life example where we made a very serious call 2 months ago, where we walk the walk, not just talk the talk. So I'm sure a huge amount of you have heard where last month we had an expansion growth of 400 headcount to be put into Charlotte, North Carolina. We'd agreed the deal, we were ready to go, and we pulled out of Charlotte, North Carolina because we saw that the legislation was going to discriminate against members of the LGBT community. That's not how we work. We support everybody to make sure they have an opportunity and a career, and that we support all of our society. So we have decided that we would not put our people into Charlotte, North Carolina, because you know what, we don't support any discriminations. So there's a real life example of where we're sticking with our value and true to our vision, but more importantly, true to our people. So let me just talk about what that means for us. So I would tell you a couple of things. One, as a nation, we're becoming much more reliant on Wi-Fi. I was talking to somebody at the weekend and they were saying their Wi-Fi is hit and miss all of the time. So that's something that we all need to take responsibility for. And I was on a conversation with government in the last 24 hours to say this needs to get fixed. And we need to address this very, very urgently. Because you know what, if you don't have Wi-Fi, you can't sit on your couch and buy online, and that's what we all want, because we want convenience. So I would tell you last year we did 1.3 billion on mobile. I would tell you 90% of that was probably done on somebody's couch. But if you don't have Wi-Fi, you can't hang out the window to make sure you're actually designing and buying your purchase. The other thing I would say to you is, forget about cash is king. Forget about it. Convenience is king. I don't carry cash. I don't need to carry cash, because you know what? I want to be able to sit on the plane and do swipe and buy my purchases and have them delivered when I'm not even sitting in the country. I want convenience, and I want to be able to have that opportunity, as does everybody else. And if you think about our children, that's what they want. I know all of you have seen this when you go into the house and all you see is a top of a head on the couch and they're online to their friends or they're buying. That's what they should be doing. So we have a responsibility, as government has a responsibility, as organisations have a responsibility to make sure that we provide Wi-Fi. It's a basic right at this stage, and we need to make sure that works. So a couple of things I would say in relation to businesses that need to change how they're setting themselves up. So it's no longer good enough to attract people to a shop front. That's a nice to have. What's important right now is 3 things. You have to make sure you're investing in your company, in your website, and in your mobile applications so that you are the highest on the list of Google search. And I would tell you, 8 times out of 10, an Irish business is not top of the Google search. I would tell you your app has to be couchable. I don't even know if there's such a word, but you know what? I've generated it today, so that's a new one for the dictionary. The app has to be couchable. And you have to make sure that your payment facility is instant on your mobile. As I said, it's all about convenience, and it's all about people having a window of opportunity to make a purchase. So I would say to anybody in this business that you need to make sure that you're investing in all of those. So before I conclude, let me give you some advice on what I would give to startups, to entrepreneurs, to a lot of people in this room, and to investors. Because I know, having spoke to a number of people on my way, and there was a number of investor opportunities. So keep looking, they're here. I suppose the tips I would say to you is, in your business today, make sure your website, your payment flows work, are simple, and are mobile enabled. Whether you're a CEO of Ireland of a large company, whether you're a one-man band in a startup, mobile is critical to your success. Mobile with a swipe, not mobile with stretching, that day is gone. I'll tell you why. Because the opportunity to scale your business through mobile is enormous. Is absolutely enormous. And I would say it's a smart way for companies to sustain their growth, to build on their growth, and to make sure that it's nimble through their mobile app. So let me conclude. So the lines of online and offline are blurring all of the time. This is not about technology. Technology does not change the world. People change the world, and we need to make sure that we're investing, we're giving creative opportunities, we're creating innovation for our teams to work through to make sure that they can build a technology that's going to help them to change the world. As I said, if you look at companies small as from Dubai to Dundalk, from Denver to Dublin, all of these are global exports opportunities today because people in this room are making it possible by keeping and being innovative, by making sure you're collaborating, but by making sure above all that you're putting your people at the heart of everything you do. Together, I would say it's big players and small players that can help reimagine the future of money and create a society where everyone can improve their financial wealth. And I think that is all of our responsibilities to make sure we do that. And that's what's going to make the world of technology as exciting and the opportunities that are there today. So last but by no means least, the word I would leave you with, because people is going to change the world, not technology. Thank you.